So I have here a piece of Purple Heart that I got for Christmas. It's 38mm thick by 150mm diameter. So first things of all is to get this trued off and sort the bottom out. Okay, I'm going to put a mortice on the bottom, and I'm just going to curve up the edges, and because obviously having a mortice with the foot leaves the base having to be so thick, I'm actually going to do the whole thing as more of a chunky bowl. Right, I have sanded to 600. Very few marks on there. This Purple Heart is so hard. It is by far the hardest piece of wood that I probably have ever turned. And the little bits of tear out that are there have actually sanded back to being very smooth, but they're just showing as marks. So that's absolutely lovely. Just see what this comes up like with a bit of sanding sealer. Even though I've sanded this to 600, I'm also going to give this a coat of Yorkshire Grit. So this time I'm actually going to finish off with a bit of Woodwax 22. Just rub that in. And that has come up absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to give that a second coat in a few minutes, and then I'll turn this around on the lathe. Okay, I'm going to turn this around now. I'm going to face this off and hollow out, And as you'll probably see, I do have a visitor. It's raining outside, hence why he's coming here, and he doesn't seem to mind the noise. So sand it down, and same process as the back. Okay, that's sanded to 600 again, and just apply some sanding sealer. So another coat of Yorkshire Grit for the inside. And that has come up absolutely lovely as expected. So now with the Woodwax 22 again. And that is absolutely lovely. Hello there, it's Paul here, and welcome along everybody to my latest project video. This project, well, it is a simple project I suppose. It's the very first time I've turned Purple Heart, and only the second time I've actually turned a proper bowl blank as purchased as a bowl blank. So this time it was a piece of Purple Heart, and the blank was 38mm thick by 150mm wide. So I've literally kept as much of the original size as I can. So I mean, I haven't measured it, but it's, I mean, we're talking just the odd few mil that's actually gone off the width and the height of the thing. I've got to say, I don't think I've turned a harder piece of wood, full stop. I sharpened my bowl gouge up before I started, and really, even on the rounding off, it was really struggling to cut anything. And I found, especially when I got it turned around on the lathe, so I was actually hollowing out the centre, you really did have to take fairly thin cuts, compared to a lot of woods, because if you just try to take too much, you could just hear the lathe screaming. It was crying out with the wood. You were just taking too much, and it was quite hard work for taking quite a lot out. But I've got to say, I am really pleased with the result. Now, my daughter chose this for me for a Christmas present, the bowl blank, and she chose it on the basis that I could turn a bowl for her. So I suppose that's quite nice. Somebody buys you a Christmas present for you to make something for them to have it back. Because of the size of it, because it's not overly thick, I wanted to keep it fairly simple, and I think often not, when you do simple things, it requires much more perfection. So yes, it's not perfect, but it's as close as I can get it myself at the moment. I also like the thick walls. They're probably maybe about 8mm, which is what, I don't know, 3/8 of an inch, something like that. Purely and simply because I was using a mortice underneath, you've already got probably 3 to 5mm on your base for where the mortice goes in. Then you've got to allow the thickness for your actual base, and often not, as I've found on other art bowls, when you do a mortice like that, if you wanted really thin walls and even a thin base, you may well get very thin on the bottom edge where the mortice is, but you're still going to have that big chunk where your foot is. So that's why I think this one, I want to go for the thick walls all throughout, so it should be fairly even throughout, and I think it works. Some people seem to have an obsession of trying to get the walls as thin as possible, where they'll shout for all the wall was only 2mm thick throughout. Fair enough, it's everybody's choices. We all have things that we like and things we dislike, and I dare say there's some of you now, even watching this video, probably hitting the dislike button and probably disliking what I've done here. It's everybody's opinion, which we're all entitled to. So, but hopefully a lot of you will have enjoyed the video. Hopefully you've actually liked what I've produced as a final result. I gave it a couple of coats of sanding sealer, and I used Yorkshire Grit on the whole thing. All this was after I'd sanded to 600. Obviously with Yorkshire Grit you don't need to sand to 600, but I want to try and get that finer finish as possible, just so that Yorkshire Grit could add that last little bit. And the other thing I find with Yorkshire Grit as well is because of the oils and everything it also puts on there, it's almost putting a finish on the wood before you put your final polish on. And in this case I've just gone straight back to where I started with which was Woodwax 22. Nice, simple, easy polish, and I think it comes up well. So if this is your first time here, I do quite a few project videos fairly regularly, and I've only been turning for about 5-6 months now, something like that, so still obviously an awful lot to learn. I do tend to do different projects most of the time, so please, I would appreciate it if you do hit the subscribe button, just to come back to see what I'm doing next. For my existing subscribers, a big thank you, and it is most appreciated that you keep coming back watching my videos. I'm well into the 500s now, and it's slowly rising all the time, so like I say, a very big thank you. I would appreciate it if everybody could hit the share button, hit the like button, and please do below leave a comment, and like I say, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all on the next project video. Thanks a lot, bye.